Let me start off by saying that I can't lie, I really, really, really like this line. If something comparable to this had been available in 1986 when the Aliens movie came out, I would have lost my little 10-year-old mind. But anyway, let's talk about this line. This is a line that I like a lot, and yeah, I'm going to go through it real quick, so I hope you will stay tuned in with me to check these out.
They're unstoppable, but we're gonna stop them anyway. Send in the Marines. We're the Space Marines. Drake, Ripley, 8-Bone, Bishop, and I'm Hicks, armed with the latest high-tech heavy metal.
Look out, Hicks! The Queen's gonna crown ya! My bug walker's on a roll! Bull alien attacking! Eat torch, bug brain!
Alien invasion problem? Send in the Marines.
Aliens! Send in the Marines!
Space Marines! Aliens!
This is another one of those lines that I probably should have known more about. When I first saw it on the shelf, I was very excited to see it. This was probably over a year ago whenever I saw that. So I was like, oh, I hadn't heard anything about these. And I turned out there was an article going back at least October 2019 where these items were discussed. Yeah, whatever the case is, I'm just glad they're here because they're really cool. I know a lot of people will probably complain that the sculpting isn't, they're a little clunky. I know a lot of people might have complaints about these figures, but I don't have any, really. Maybe some minor nitpicks as usual, but to be honest, I think they are great. I'm glad they're available, especially for the price point that they're available at. That makes it really accessible for just a regular collector, or if you want to get your kids into the Aliens franchise, which, use your discretion on that one. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into these figures. You get an assortment, sort of. It's very interesting. You have a standard, you have like a smooth head drone, I believe is how they refer to it. Alien that has basically the same body type, but the head is a little bit different, as you can see. The sort of smooth bore, like the like the original Alien in the Alien film. And then you have more of a ridged head. They call that the Warrior, I do believe. So yeah, a little bit more of the detailed head, like in the follow-up film Aliens. The colors are very interesting. They make me think of the old Aliens arcade game, if you remember that one, where the weird coloration and different body types and enemy types. It seemed more like something out of Metroid or Contra rather than an Aliens franchise. So yeah, in addition to the drone and the Warrior, if we're gonna refer to them as that, you also get this fuchsia colored runner. That's another odd and interesting color choice. I don't quite, I have some ideas on that I might get into later here. But yeah, you get the runner. The only strange thing that I see is the elbows do not have any joints in them. The wrist is jointed, the ankle and the knees and the hips. There's even waist swivel and a tail swivel. But the elbows, for some strange reason, are not jointed, and I can't quite figure that one out, why they went with that. And no secondary mouth that pops out, no action feature like that. But still, for this set right here will cost you $10. And you get a Xenomorph, an Alien figure, and a little sort of Colonial Marine. I think that's the only real lackluster part of the set, might be the Colonial Marine type people aren't, I think they really, it seems like maybe these are recycled characters. And I know Lanard, who is the manufacturer of these products, only at Walmart, does a lot of repainting and stuff of their figures, but these to me look like figures from a completely different manufacturer that have just been, the molds have been licensed or something for this. I don't know, because these aren't your standard core figures that they normally would repaint and put into a set like this. So, but still, back to my original point, $10 for a set like this, where you get an action figure, some accessory, This might have been one of the $14 ones, I can't recall. But still, for the price, what you're paying and what you're getting is pretty good, even if the Xenomorphs aren't as sleek as some other manufacturers might make them. This power loader, they call it the super power loader, I think is, super power loader, is basically just another repurposed core item. Pardon the Ollie's price tag there up in the corner. I can't really see it on camera anyway. But it's not this particular model. It's the, pretty sure it's this one that's just been kind of redesigned and repurposed and repainted for this particular line of figures. So, I mean, no problem with that. That's fine. Use what you've got. That's another way they can make them a bargain figure, is by doing things like that. One of the standout items, I think, is the Alien Queen that comes in two varieties. You can have your sort of bluish purpley queen, and you can also have this sort of reddish violet kind of queen also. And they are the same size, they're just packaged. The red queen came out, red queen, we'll call her that, why not? Came out a little bit later, and she's just packaged at a higher elevation for some strange reason. But yeah, you can have your little hive war there if you wanted to, with the various queens. One peculiar action feature is the blue queen has the secondary jaw feature, which is pretty cool. And this queen, I don't know why they really added some of these things in. Like, the sound effect is cool. I don't mind the sound effect whatsoever. And it has the jaw action too. But it also has this light up feature. So, I mean, you know, it's not a big deal, but like, the queen's not bioluminescent or anything like that. So that's kind of a puzzler, why they added that in. I guess if you're a kid, that's a cool feature. And then also we have I believe this came out around Christmas time, what they call the Superset. And it's basically mostly repackaged stuff. There is a standard set that has a blue alien in it, a blue warrior. I thought I had one of those. Where it's at, I don't know exactly. I know I had another one that I repainted, just to show you some other things. But yeah, you get an orange runner in this set, and you get a white drone, and the sentry gun that normally comes with the blue warrior alien. And yeah, another egg and face hugger. Very cool set. And I believe this was, I swear I got it for 20 bucks, but it might have been 30, because, you know, each single set would have been about 30 or 10 bucks a piece. So slapped all together, might have been 30, but I swear I paid 20 bucks for it. So I could be wrong.
10 bucks is 10 bucks. And 20 bucks is 20 bucks. 30.
Now, there's one item from the line that I vowed not to purchase, but I really wanted people to see it, and explain to you why I don't find it satisfactory. But I think just looking at it, you can kind of tell why. The design of it, I don't really have any problem with it. I realize it's sort of I hate to say dumbed down version, but it's a scaled back version in terms of, you know, all the details and stuff like that. The part I'm having real trouble with is the scaled down size of it. Now, I realize it can't be the same size as the Haya Toys one, which is like 2 scale, but that's also a $300 toy. It's beautiful. If anybody wants to purchase it for me, that'd be great. I'd be eternally grateful. Forever your friend. But my thing is, I know Lanard has made larger vehicles, so they could have scaled this one up. And this is one I wouldn't have minded paying a bit more for, maybe in the $30 range, just with a pilot, and but just a larger size vehicle. Because at this scale, it just doesn't really work. I mean, you basically can fit the pilot or the driver into the front of it, and maybe like one other character in the back. I think that's demonstrated sort of on here. Somewhere. Oh, right in the little top-loading multi-figure cabin. Multi-figure, it might be a bit of a stretch, because like I said, it seems like it only can fit about 2 human characters in there. And that's about it. So, I mean, like I said, the design is fine. It's just the scale of it does not work. If you were talking about those little Mega Bloks type figures, you know, the ones that come in the little Xenomorph egg that you have to, has the slime in the package that you have to empty out and then build the little figures. So, you know, in that scale, they might work. That would be kind of all right, you know. Doesn't look too bad compared to those, or even some of the Super 7 Keshi style figures would be more in scale with that. And if you wanted to display it with those, that would be kind of a fun little project to work that out. But yeah, it just doesn't quite work. Now, since I'm going to make a suggestion to Lanard, and they, not that they will ever see this or hear this, but if you wanted to make Colonial Marines and aliens in this scale, that would work with that, because Lanard makes a set of core figures that are, you know, kind of in scale with the old school Green Army men. Basically this item right here, with some slightly more futuristic looking Green Army men soldiers that could pass for core or Colonial Marines. So yeah, maybe some static Xenomorphs in that scale, with some of these guys as Colonial Marines, and perhaps some space station style parts, like in a plain white or a light gray, could work. So that's me putting one in the old suggestion box. Don't read into that. Okay, so earlier I mentioned the missing blue Xenomorph warrior, and just as a fun experiment, I did a quick and sloppy spray paint job just to see what he would look like in the sort of the old school standard black Xenomorph form. Like I said, lots of articulation except for in the elbows, which I have yet to determine why that is. Is that a cost-saving measure? I have no idea. And again, some of the figures are not the best of the Colonial Marines. They're serviceable, but yeah, which I can't quite understand, because Lanard, as I mentioned, loves to repaint their own figures. I can't quite figure it out. And another thing that was puzzling me is the various color schemes of the figures. Brace yourself, this might get a little controversial. I don't know if that was done just out of variety, or with our current political climate having a dusky-hued horde of invading monsters might be picked up on by the wrong people, might be viewed in the wrong light. It might be offensive to some people, and other people might pick up on that and get the wrong kind of message, and certain people might read into that something that isn't there. They might infer something that was never intended. I mean, we're talking about people that latched on to a poorly illustrated cartoon frog of all things, so go figure. There's some subtext in the Aliens universe, but that's not it. So I know some of you are thinking, I didn't sign on for some SJW breakdown of these action figures, which I get that. I'm just saying, I often wonder, kick around the ideas of the motivations behind certain marketing decisions and things like that. So another suggestion for Lanard is your core figures, you have built in a multi-ethnic, multi-gender force already, so why not just repaint them in a Colonial Marine green and use your better figures that you have that span the gamut of races and genders, and use that as your Colonial Marine force. I don't know, that seems to me like it would be an easy way to circumvent that sort of criticism. Anyway, enough of that. I need to wrap this up so we don't have another 40-minute video, although I'm not sure how long this has taken, and we might have that already. So yeah, this is how they stack up with the standard nicer, I hate to say nicer, but the standard more advanced or articulated core figures. Here's a World Peacekeeper figure. This one I believe is a Jurassic Park mercenary. And this one I think is a Chap May, but it might be one of their... yeah, Strike Force or something like that. I can't quite remember what the line was called. But that's how they stack up with a variety of other 1/18 figures. So that's pretty cool. That works pretty well with a lot of stuff. Nope. Here's how it looks compared to a Super 7 reaction figure Xenomorph. I don't have any of the fancy Haya ones. I wish I did, but I keep missing out on my chance to get those. And here is, I believe these are all from like the mid to late 90s style Xenomorphs that were available. Mr. Wide Stance here, I believe this one also came with the Predator in certain packs. So yeah, pretty cool, but very limited sort of basic articulation there. And this guy was called the Scorpion Alien. Looks just like a warrior to me, but yeah, I actually bought this one back in the day, and maybe, or maybe not. Yeah, there's his action feature, if you can call it that, where basically he just explodes. Explodes into a lump of flesh. Okay, so there you have it, my kind of quick overview of the Lanard 1/18 sort of scale Aliens action figure line. Hope you enjoyed it. Once again, I'm trying to wrap this up quick so we don't have another super long video. I hope you didn't think I got too preachy there for a bit. Just kicking ideas around, just wondering about the motivations of the manufacturers. As I said, I am a big fan of this line. I hope there's going to be more, but I haven't seen anything new on the shelf since the Red Queen, in this scale anyway. So yeah, I hope they're not going to give up on it. I hope we're going to see more, and I hope you enjoyed this video. So thanks again for watching, if you stuck through it. I appreciate it, and I will see ya.